Have you ever just stopped and wondered, what is all this for? This whole life thing. One minute you're a kid, convinced you can fly if you just jump off the couch the right way, and the next, you're staring at a tax form wondering where you're supposed to find your adjusted gross income. It's messy, confusing, and sometimes feels like everyone else got a manual except you. But what if I told you there's no manual? What if life isn't a problem to be solved but a story to be lived? Let's spend the next trying to understand that story. Think about your life as a book with 3 major sections: the beginning, the middle, and the end. Simple, right? But the magic and the madness is in the chapters we write within those sections. This is where it all starts: childhood and adolescence. It's the part of our story that we didn't get to write. The setting, the main characters, our family, and the initial plot points were all chosen for us. This is where we learn the fundamental rules of our world. We learn what love feels like, maybe what it doesn't. We learn about safety, about trust, about our own worth. Psychologists talk a lot about attachment theory, which basically says that our earliest relationships form a blueprint for all our future ones. If we felt safe and seen, we tend to believe the world is a generally safe place. If we didn't, we might spend a lot of our lives bracing for impact, waiting for the other shoe to drop. I remember working with a client. Let's call him Alex. Alex was incredibly successful, but he was always anxious, always feeling like an imposter. We traced it back to his childhood, where praise was rare and conditional. He learned early on, my worth is tied to my achievement. He was still living by a rule from a chapter he didn't even write. So take a second. What rules did you learn in your beginning? Are they still serving you? The beautiful thing is you get to edit them. That's what growing up is. Becoming the editor of your own story. This is where most of us are right now. Adulthood. This is the longest part of the book, and it's where we finally get to hold the pen. It's exhilarating and terrifying. This section is all about 2 big themes: the search and the struggle. The search is for everything: purpose, love, belonging, a decent cup of coffee. We try on different identities like their clothes: the ambitious career person, the free-spirited traveler, and the devoted parent. Sometimes they fit, sometimes they don't. But the search always comes with the struggle. Life isn't a straight line. It's a series of loops and detours. Failure isn't a bug in the system. It's a feature. Research on resilience shows that the people who navigate life's challenges most effectively aren't the ones who avoid failure, but the ones who learn from it. They see a setback not as an indictment of their character, but as a data point. Imagine you're building a bridge. You lay a plank, and it breaks. Do you give up and say, I guess I'm a terrible bridge builder? No, you say, okay, that plank wasn't strong enough, let's try a different material. That's resilience. It's the messy, unglamorous process of trial and error. This middle part is also where we face the gap between the life we imagined and the life we have. We all have it. We thought by 30 we'd have it all figured out. We thought marriage would be a romantic comedy. We thought our dream job wouldn't have spreadsheets. And that gap can be a source of profound pain, or it can be a source of profound growth. It invites us to either chase an illusion or embrace what's real. Now, this isn't about dying, it's about the later stages of our life, where the story starts to come together. Erik Erikson, a developmental psychologist, called this stage integrity versus despair. It's the moment we look back at our book, all the messy chapters, the plot twists, the characters who came and went, and we have to decide if we can make peace with it. Integrity is the feeling that your life, with all its triumphs and regrets, made sense. It was your story. It was authentic. It wasn't perfect, but it was whole. Despair is the feeling that you lived the wrong life, that it's too late to write a different story. I once spoke with a woman in her 80s. She told me, "I spent so much of my life trying to be the perfect wife, the perfect mother. I wish I had just been me, a little messier, a little louder." Her story was a cautionary tale. Don't wait until the final chapter to embrace your own narrative. The secret to reaching that sense of integrity is meaning. And meaning isn't some grand cosmic thing you have to go find on a mountaintop. It's forged in the small moments. It's in the way you show up for a friend, the passion you put into a hobby, the kindness you offer a stranger. Meaning is what we create, not what we find. It's about connecting to something larger than yourself, whether that's your family, your community, your craft, or your faith. So, if we put it all together, what is life? It's a story that begins before we can write, a middle section that we fill with our searching and our struggling, and an ending that asks us to find peace with the tale we've told. It's not about getting everything right. It's not about having a perfect plot with no holes. It's about holding the pen with intention. It's about being brave enough to cross out the parts that aren't you and bold enough to write the next sentence, even when you don't know where it's going. Your life is not a problem to be solved. It's a story waiting to be written. And you are the author. So, here's my question for you. What's one sentence you want to write in your story this week? It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's, "She finally tried that pottery class," or "He took a walk without his phone." Let me know in the comments below. I'd genuinely love to hear. And if this resonated, maybe stick around. We're all just trying to figure out how to write our stories, and it's a little less lonely when we do it together. Thanks for being here.